That's who we love and that's who we serve. It's Valentine's Day 2023. You have joined us on the Innervision FM Universe podcast. Welcome, and I hope all your loves are in line with the stars and the universe, and all your vibrations are universally vibrating at the vibrating frequency, and the frequency of the vibration, the frequency. And I hope you enjoy today's broadcast on Innervision FM.
How dare you?
We dare every day of the week and twice on Sundays.
Running out. Hi, everybody. This is the Godfather, Soul James Brown. I tell you, this business is on. My man is on. Check him out. This is the Godfather, Soul James Brown saying, stay with it and hit it. Okay, thank you very much.
Oh my God.
Okay. All right, man. Well, let's see. Oh man, I'm getting my paperwork all wet here. I had to get me a cup of water. I figured it's like when you're talking a lot, it's like you gotta have something to chug on. But yesterday I went to this Roots medical place, and I think they have mostly like there's two places that are like natural kind of, they look for natural what does that mean? Like cures, natural cures, right? And one is more like for guys, I think, and then the other one is more like for women, just based on what I was seeing yesterday.
All right.
But it's like, they'll take guys, but they're really focused towards like getting women like hormonals back on track and taking care of yeast and infection, not infections, but just abundance and all that kind of stuff. And but I gotta say this, somebody is not like, this is out by what's that? That it's a business area out in the South, but it was like a skating ring. And I'm thinking like, you guys are gonna get sued, you gotta be working on the natural stuff, and somebody's gonna slip and break their natural leg. Oh man. But anyway, it was a nice visit. And hey, everybody, happy Valentine's Day. And I was just thinking about if you won the mega, I think it's like $40 million?
It's some crazy amount. It's not the biggest lotto jackpot, but it is the biggest for sure.
Yeah, but 40 million or 4 million? No, it's probably not. It's probably more than 4 million. But what would you buy for your special person for Valentine's Day? And I thought about like when we were younger. I don't know if you had this in your school. They would say like everybody's supposed to bring a bag of candy, and they usually say these heart-shaped candies with the little hearts, and they had little messages on it. And bring a card for your classmates. Or I think it was like, or sometimes it was for one classmate, like, and that would be your Valentine's whatever person, and you would exchange cards or whatever. And you're thinking like, I don't even know this person, or I sort of know them. I go to class with them, and and in our class, I think we only had like it was a special ed class. I think we only had 2 girls. So yeah, it wasn't like the regular ones where they had like an even set of girls and even set of boys. And so girls in our class always got more. I got all these cards from all of us other boys and stuff. But what kind of stuff did you do in your classes back in the school day?
We did similar things that you were talking about. We made Valentines individually for our homeroom classmates. So that was probably 30 folks, including some of the mainstream blind kids that had started going to this pilot program. Initially, there were 26 of us in this pilot program where we got mainstreamed into all the classes. it grew to over 200 folks over the course of the 6 odd years that I had basically taken part in that. But for Valentine's Day, it was very special. I mean, mothers got to bring in homemade cookies. There were
yeah.
homemade Valentines, like I said, individually for each classmate. It was a hands-on experience. There was, everybody got a chance to play around with glue. And back in those days, they didn't take into account that silly kids would eat the glue. So, obviously there was probably a little bit more brain damage than it should have been. A lot of
what we used to do, we used to put it on our palms, and then when it's dried, then you could peel it off, and then you had an impression of your finger, of your hand.
We do the same thing.
Yeah.
And, we'd actually cover our palms in this stuff and then peel it off, but then stick it back on with a little bit of water. And then we'd stick pins under our fingernails and we'd run around. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. But we got a lot of we had a lot of fun with Valentine's Day. We had a lot of fun with all the holidays, actually. I remember I think it was Christmas, I had learned how to make homemade maple syrup, and that was one of my fondest memories. And
homemade maple syrup.
Yeah. So,
where did you get the maple? Like from a real maple tree and stuff?
Yeah, from a real maple tree. We had a thing which I believe was called it's a strange word, like spile or something like that. It's a kind of a funnel-like thing, and you can stick it into the tree. Depending on where you stick it, it starts leaking this sap that you can make the maple out of, and you mix it with sugar, and obviously a couple of other ingredients, and you got yourself syrup out of it eventually. But
wow.
It was quite fun. We used it one year for putting on top of these heart-shaped pastries that we made. And so it came in quite handy to have this homemade maple syrup recipe that we could draw upon as children to make a special Valentine's Day out of it.
Oh yeah, ladies and gentlemen, you can leave your comments in our subject line there, and subscribe and like and do all that kind of stuff, and share your Valentine's
stories.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, because and then if you, I'm thinking if you won like the Mega Millions, I mean, would you take a trip to the Bahamas with your very special Valentines, or would you just all of a sudden have a bunch of Valentines because they found out that you won the Mega if you happen to be single? That's always, hey, I'm your Valentine.
Let me tell you. I tell you what, I don't even know what I'd do with all that money. I'd probably really disappear very well.
Yeah, because you have all these new relatives and
new. Oh boy.
Yes.
Lots of different flavors of crazy in the ice cream shop of insanity that is our world.
Yeah. So leave your comments in the subject line, because you really use your imagination. Because I'm thinking I travel a lot of places, but that would be make it even more where I would just travel a bunch of places. Oh, you know what I thought about? And we're going to talk about this a little bit later. As you said, I'm going to Amsterdam, and it's that day. It's a King's Day where you can sell stuff. And I was wondering, you were telling me about this place where I can design a T-shirt, and then instead of it being here, they will have the T-shirt, and when somebody orders it, they would just make that design and then send it to that person.
Yes.
Now, how does that work if you're in Europe?
From what I understand, things are a lot different in Europe. when it comes to shipping altogether. A lot of folks are actually having some trouble with shipping. As a matter of fact, something which is really going on very, very recently is the closure of our airspace here in Montana, or was it South Carolina? I think it was a couple of other places, Alaska. I think there was something in Idaho, or gosh.
Because of the three UFOs, or maybe one out of three UFOs.
Yeah, 1 out of 3 UFOs. I mean, who knows? It very well could potentially affect our shipping of goods and services to different parts of the world, much less just getting our supplies within the United States. I gotta wonder what do you folks think about what's going on with all that? I mean, it's kind of weird hearing the chatter on the internet about Project Bluebeam, UFOs, things like this. They've been working for the last couple of years towards disclosure. What do you folks think? Leave that in the comments section.
You know what I heard? Remember when Hillary was running for president and she says, if you elect me, I'll tell you some of the secrets. And I'm thinking, what a liar. She won't even tell right. She won't even tell us the secrets on her server.
Emails.
Email. Yeah. And we think she's gonna make us think that she's gonna tell us those other secrets.
That's
BS.
Yes,
absolutely. I didn't believe her 1 minute, man. It's like, yeah. And so that would be kind of cool, if there's but okay, think of it this way. If they were advanced enough to go from one solar plex to another solar system, they would have technology far beyond us. And as far as like us, okay, remember like Ezekiel chapter 36 when he saw the will, he described the will in the sky and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay, their technology will be as advanced as Ezekiel seeing and describing what would be described as a helicopter.
Yes.
Right.
Wheels within wheels, all this type of stuff.
Yeah. So I don't even think that we would even get we wouldn't even have like a missile that could be as fast, because they could just put in the cloaking device, disappear, and and get out of the way of our missile, or put a tractor beam on our missile and just slow it down in midair and say, you stay right there. So I don't think that technology would be. Americans think we're all bad, and I don't think we're nothing compared to like an advanced entity that can just say, hey, I'll show you boys that that you are just little boys. And because remember that one science fiction, it was a Twilight Zone, and it was this cookbook. They would think it was a cookbook, right? And they said, and then the guy finally figured it out. And everybody was getting in the plane, and it was like, how to cook a human being. And he says, wait a minute, don't go. And it was like, a little bit
that was one of my that was one of my favorite episodes ever. Folks, hit us up at paypal.me/Innervision Denver. Be our Valentine's. $100 goes a long way. $500 goes even longer. $1,000 goes quite a long ways. You've started a school for DJs who happen to be physically disabled, blind, financially challenged, Johnny. And, folks really need to hear a little bit about this. And so to get all the information, hit us up at innervisionrecords.org. That's Innervision, INNER vision with one S, records.org. And, you will not only find our mission statement, but you'll also find a few promotional contests and things we got going on. It's going to be a busy spring, I guess. Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely. Things are happening. We got some people And we're working on getting some veterans in, blind and other disabilities. And
That's
so we're working on that and promoting that, getting that out. Also working on some concerts. We're planning on doing a tour, Christian contemporary hip hop artists. And I'm thinking about even doing one with some other artists. So working on that because there's all kinds of musical stuff out there. And I'm thinking like, how's it going with Christian contemporary music? I mean, we know about the nationals, but what about the locals? You know?
Yeah, no kidding.
So yeah, so we're gonna have some fun.
Yeah, we're gonna have a lot of fun with the advent of independent recording artists, new technologies like non-fungible tokens, with all of the cookies being put on the lower shelf to where the independent recording artist and musician is essentially in charge of their own product. This is a ground floor opportunity that you, the viewer of Innervision FM, can really dig into and help with if you so choose. We really want to just kind of unite the world through music and through podcasts and through other productions, essentially created by physically challenged folks, blind folks, that kind of thing. And my sound engineer here is getting all bent out of shape.
Yes, definitely. Yes. Hey, and so support us in what ways you can: $5, $10, $50, $25, $100, $500, whatever you can, and be our Valentine's kind of.
That's right.
Yeah, give us a heart, have a heart, or something like that. Hey, I was looking.
We got Super Chat as well. It's going, I guess. So
I was looking at a little bit of stuff in the history. On the 13th, which was yesterday, the world class, I guess is a black basketball team was developed in 1920. I think it was 21 or 23.
Globetrotter?
Well, no, it was just like the basketball league, the official one. Then I saw like Abraham Lincoln's birthday was on the 12th.
Hey, so wow!
That's when they ended. Say about 1912. The NAACP was developed with Robert E. Du Bois and Ada. I forgot her last name. And so they developed that. And so I looked at that, a little bit of that history about Abraham. And President Day is not. It's next Monday, I think it is. This coming Monday. So we'll be celebrating with sales and all that kind of stuff, President Day. And I know somebody else who was born on the 12th. That's wild, man. It's like, somebody who's born on the same day as and I didn't even think about that. I've known this friend for since the 1980s. And it just didn't click in my mind. Abraham Lincoln, their birthday. It tells you where your mind is at when you're in your 30s or even when you're in your 20s. You just don't think about just little simple stuff.
That's right. And that does bring something up that I just really have to mention, and that is to love your friends as yourselves, love your neighbors as yourselves. It's one of the greatest commandments. Love the Lord your God with all your heart, mind, soul, strength, all of that. It's important. Take the time to take the time.
And our special scripture today is 1 Corinthians chapter 13. So I put that in the subject line there too. So that's
the love chapter.
Yeah. Oh, and speaking of birthday, Alice Cooper's birthday is today.
Wow. I did not. Well, happy birthday to Alice Cooper. Alice Cooper's a DJ, or he was for a while. I don't know if he's still doing that or not.
What you mean? He switched from music to being a DJ?
Yeah.
Huh.
It's kind of interesting. It's kind of interesting. He
let's check that out.
Karina, my friend here, was saying that he was a DJ before he even got into music. And so maybe he just went full circle with his career. Who knows?
Hey, I'm gonna have to check that out. Definitely. Well, okay. And then we'd like to thank our sponsors too, Christian Brothers Moving Company, Itty Meeny Grants, and the Denver venue. And we'd like to thank those people for like supporting us. Tomorrow, you know what? Tomorrow, because I wanted to get light today, but tomorrow I was just thinking, you heard about that train derailment with all those chemicals.
Yeah.
And how it spilled into this water thing. And on the land, and how all the fish that came across it are dead. And you know that the Democrats, the main thing is they want to move all of us into the city.
Yes.
Right. And I'm thinking like, well, how are they going to force people out of the countrysides? Well, and I just thought, have you connected those dots?
Yeah.
Destroy wells, because you have a well in your land, you have pure water right there. But if you spill chemicals and now your well water is no longer good, what do you do?
Yeah, I've been looking at the way that the judicial system has been overtaking our conservation movement of, because it used to be, certainly save the environment, certainly watch out for the animals, certainly, do these types of things. But now it's more about making money. And so, you'll see that if you look at the last 5 years and the way that the water has been managed across state lines and things like this, all this is by design, folks. There's no other way to look at it. Other than, that there's somebody in the woodpile and they're playing around and they don't have our best interests in mind.
Yeah. So people I keep that in mind. Food plants are being destroyed, catching on fire for some strange reason. And so the favorite word is food insecurities. And I don't know, when they come up with these new words, I don't know, sometimes I just say, hey, lack of food, just put it the way it is. They're trying to, and killing all the chickens, and they say that is bird flu.
Yeah.
But they come up with just different words and different reasons why they have to destroy this or destroy that. And then one time it was cow, mad cow syndrome.
Yeah, mad cow disease. Yeah. The idea is, the idea is to create chaos and then to try to step in with the answers to the chaos, because the chaos was created initially so that order can be brought in. And, we worship a different God. That God is benevolent and kind and good. And, he doesn't create chaos so that he can step in and then be the order out of the chaos. He is the order and he created everything. He is all in all, folks. So if you haven't gotten saved today, why, 1 Corinthians chapter 15, just a couple of chapters after the love chapter that we're in, is how you can find information on how to get saved.
Definitely. Hey, we're gonna end the show today. I just found out that my cousin Robert Johnson birthday is today.
Hey.
I didn't even know that. Wow. So anyway,
that's all right.
Well, happy birthday to everybody who had a birthday today, and blessings to you and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, happy Valentine. God bless everybody.
All right, have a fantastic day, and I'm going to take my wife out to lunch or the brunch or the dinner.
Hey, there you go.
Like that, and have a good time.